It's that time again for another not-so-normal gaming podcast, featuring your hosts, MrTechnoSqueek.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Nostalgic Dan 1.
Everything I feel is in this sword. Good.
Come on!
And Quick Freeze 4.
Don't worry. I'll handle the bad guys.
This is a podcast you want to listen to, but first, you gotta press start.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Press Start Podcast. This is episode 30, and as always, I am one of your co-hosts, Nostalgic Dan 1, and I'm joined by two wonderful co-hosts, Clive, aka Quick Freeze 4. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I am awesome. I was tempted to say fantastic, but I'll save that for Techno or something.
Good, man.
And as always, we're joined by MrTechnoSqueek. How are you tonight? Wait for it.
Oh my gosh, I am epic
Oh my god. Caught me
right
off guard.
now. Yes, I did.
And we are joined by a wonderful guest today. We've had him on before, and that is Mikeysmonarch. How are you tonight?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
I'm pretty good. Can you believe that? No,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I know. It's
I'm sad. I'm a little bit sad.
I almost fell out of my chair from excitement.
But anyways, Mikey, do you have anything you want to talk about or plug?
Yeah, like my YouTube channel's Mikeysmonarch, and believe it or not, I put out a new video. 2 new videos.
Oh,
dun dun dun.
He
Yeah,
lies, ladies and gentlemen. He lies.
They're for one of my classes, and I got to borrow an HD camera, so it just covers video game culture and the language that's associated with it. So if you guys want to be informed, or if you want to hear me ramble for about 8 minutes, go right ahead.
yeah, I watched those videos too. They were actually really interesting. I've seen both of them.
Did you like the achievement thing that pops up on the screen?
Oh yeah, at first I was like, wait, sleeping guy in the back? I'm like, I had to look for it. I'm like, oh hey, I see him. I like how you go up to him too and interview him, try and interview him.
Yeah. Let's just say that project was kind of a disaster. It gave me a taste of, what editing can be like. Because, you see people like Johnny and stuff like that, and you have this idea in your head, and then you try to execute it, and it never turns out exactly how you want it to.
Yeah.
On top of that, I had bad partners, too, but that's a whole other story.
Don't worry, we have bad partners too.
We all- Grimace.
Hey,
Amy.
I've said this before. I am not Grimace. I'm not going into this.
Grimace
shit
is a
again.
separate entity. If anyone
Yes.
knows.
We all have Grimace in us.
You don't even have to go into it. Me and Dan and Mikey will go into it. You could just sit there and deal with it.
Take it,
Yeah, take it, love it,
Take it like
squeeze it.
hold it, forever.
Oh, he's cuddling with it. Awesome.
I seriously want to find you a Grimace plushie and send it to you. It'd be badass.
There's a picture that I got that I sent Clive, I think about 2 months ago, and it's a picture of this little girl hugging Grimace.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, that thing was freaky.
Yeah, it was great. Want to get into our topic for tonight?
Actually, before we do that, I have a few announcements.
Go for it.
Or we have a few announcements, so...
All
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun! But, yeah, we have a couple announcements, and all of us, we just want to take the time, and we want to thank Pete Dorr and the crew of the All Gen Gamers for they put us on their website under podcasts to check out. If you go to allgengamers.com, off to kind of the lower right, there's a small panel of podcasts to check out, and they put us on there. And, we just want to take the time to thank Pete and All Gen Gamers for doing that.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, wow, it's really awesome
Yeah.
of them to do that.
Yeah.
I almost shit myself with
Really?
the surprisement.
We were all clean, and now I just envision you just
Yeah.
taking a dump over that whole thing. Great.
It's like we're
Video
a
games
game
depends.
Good job, Techno. Thanks a lot.
And then
But,
now we're explicit. Just for
yeah.
that one line.
But we also want to thank Pete again, because he actually made us a forum page for the Press Start podcast on Pete's Game Room forums. So now listeners of this podcast and other podcasts can go to the Press Start section, and they can leave their thoughts of each episode. They can leave questions. They can leave whatever they want, basically. I know Techno has been there like 1,000 times already and left a few comments.
Talk about whatever.
Yeah, talk about whatever you want. So we now have a forum thread thing on Pete's Game Room forum. So thank you, Pete.
Thanks, Pete. Holding it down.
Thanks, Pete. Big old Pete.
And the last thing we kind of want to address is we kind of had like this problem going on for a while now. Is people are wondering how they can download each episode of this podcast, and normally you can download this podcast off iTunes, but we had bandwidth issues, and we fixed that bandwidth issues by getting more bandwidth, but we keep running out even though we upgraded, and that just kind of tells us a lot of people are downloading this episode off iTunes. So we want to thank everybody for doing that. We really appreciate it. We know we're getting heard, and it's a really great feeling. But since we keep running out of bandwidth, there's a lot of people out there who are not listening to us, who are not downloading each episode, and we basically just want to give a few ways you can download each episode. Starting now with this episode, I am going to put a link to an audio version of each episode on the YouTube page of that corresponding episode. So, if you want to listen to the audio version of episode 30, it'll be in the link below on YouTube. And as always, you could download each episode off theaveragegamershow.com, either stream it or download it there. I have to talk to Don Raiden to, add episode 23 to 30, because we're kind of falling a little behind on that. But the last place you'll be able to download each episode, since now we're on Pete's Game Room forum, I made a small thread section saying download episodes, and I'll be posting a link for each episode where you can download it in MP3 format, so you can actually put it on your iPod, and you can take it wherever you go, to work, on the bus, on the plane, Techno's
In
bathroom.
a jet.
Who rides a jet?
I do.
Dude, I do. I got
Okay.
a private jet.
Okay,
that
so
I get all my hose and shit.
all right. Well, now you can download our episodes and listen to it on your fantasy jet that you just dreamed about.
Yeah.
It's invisible too.
Oh, so you're
Even
Wonder
better.
Woman, I guess.
No.
Wonder
She just
Woman.
gave me her plane and was like, "Here, you can have it." I was like, "Awesome!"
And you were like, where is it? I can't see it. And then you walked right into the jet, slammed your face on the
Fuck.
Guys are incredible. But yeah, that's where you can download each episode of this podcast, either on iTunes like normal, or I'll put an audio link for each episode on the YouTube page and also on Pete's Game Room forum under the download thread. So, and averagegamershow.com. So, all in MP3 format, so you can put it on your iPods. So, there you go. And that's all of our
Yay!
announcements.
multiple options.
Thank you, Pete.
What do you mean, thank you, Pete?
Dude, come on.
That was us, man. We
okay.
did that.
No.
That was our achievement.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hold on. He's going to explain this. I want to hear this.
Elaborate.
I'm gonna, if it wasn't for All-Gen Gamers, we would be nothing without them. I don't know where I'm going with this, so you might well just cut this shit.
No freaking way. This is all staying in.
This is podcast gold. This is what makes a podcast a podcast.
This is podcast gold. But oh my god, that's awesome. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the topic we have. This is great.
Fantastic.
Dan, what's our topic?
As soon as Clive shuts up and stops laughing.
Oh, no, I'm gonna mute my mic because it's gonna be another 5 minutes. Hold on.
I can just picture Clive over there dying right now. But,
Yeah.
but anyways, our topic for tonight is recently the 3DS celebrated its 1-year anniversary. It's hard to believe that system's been out for
This is
3
so
years.
awesome.
I know, right? 3DS is pretty awesome.
I know. It's weird. Like,
It's bad.
I don't remember ever buying it. Like, you know.
Hold on. You don't remember buying a 3DS?
For $250.
No,
He stole it.
You stole a 3DS?
no. Okay,
What
here.
the hell is wrong with you?
No, I'm getting my words mixed up.
Apparently so.
Yeah, like I always do. But, like, it's weird because it seems like it's been a longer time it's been out because we're getting, Mario Kart, Kid Icarus, which I still need to get, and, all these good games, and those don't come till, usually much later. And, yeah, it's awesome.
So, but you don't remember where you bought it.
I do now, but
Okay, where did you buy it?
I bought it at GameStop because I was like, should I buy one? Fuck it. I'll buy one. And then I chose the black one. I was like, yeah, I'll get that. I'll get Super Street Fighter 4 3D. And then I played the shit out of that. And then I got bored of that. And then I bought Mario Kart 7. And then played forever and ever and ever and ever. It was great. Dude, Mario Kart is like the 3D, like the game for DS.
3DS.
Yeah.
DS.
Yeah, both.
I'm talking about like in general.
The
As
DS
in-
ones are very good, especially Mario Kart 7, and I really enjoyed Mario Kart DS, the original one.
Where did you buy yours?
Me?
Yeah.
I ordered it weeks ahead of time off Amazon, because I remember Amazon matched like some deal that Best Buy had where you got like, not a free game, I got a really good deal at the time for it. I got the system, and then for buying 2 games at once, I got a like 50% off deals off one of the games, so it only cost me like $15, and then I got a free game for buying the 3DS, and then I got a free accessory, so Amazon hooked me up.
Nice.
But yeah, I remember I bought on day 1 with the system Pilot Wings Resort, Ridge Racer 3D, and Rayman 3D. And I remember playing Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings was a lot of fun while it lasted.
Yeah. I remember buying it the week after it launched. And then when I played it the first time, I got a fucking huge-ass headache. God, it sucked royally.
Did your eyes bleed?
No, I'm not Johnny.
That's the best part, though.
Yeah, sadly, they did not bleed.
Well, you aren't playing it right.
You're not
I
playing
guess
it.
not.
You haven't experienced 3DS until your eyes bleed.
Damn straight, brother.
I never got any headaches playing the 3DS, maybe because, I don't know why, I just play with it like max 3D all the time, but I think for the first time ever though, Kid Icarus actually put a strain on my eyes when I was playing it for a couple hours, like, because there's so much going on, and it's a lot for your eyes to handle. Kind of
Well,
tired me out.
see, I don't get headaches now. It was that one day, the first time I played it,
Yeah.
and I had it on full blast too. So
See, for me, I actually got mine at GameStop. So, did you guys, well, you didn't get yours day 1, but Dan, you got yours day 1?
Yeah,
You
pretty
said
much. I
right
got
on the thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got mine day one, and I went there early in the morning at GameStop, and it was like an hour before they opened, and nobody was there.
Unbelievable.
I was like, are you kidding me? No one is there for the 3DS, and it was just me standing in front of the store for like about an hour until like maybe like 9:58. Some other guy came up to wait in line with me, and he asked me, he's like, 3DS? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, alright,
Guess
cool,
so.
man. He's like, this thing's gonna be fucking shit. It's like, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I just want to get my system and get out of there. But yeah, I got my system, and I was the first one to buy the system in my store. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
At least I know of. I don't know if employees bought theirs, but
Probably. They always do.
yeah. But let's see. When I got my system, I got Street Fighter 4, and then but a week before the 3DS came out, I bought Ridge Racer 3D because for some reason GameStop was selling it a week before the release.
Yeah, I remember that. Because I bought Rayman 3D, and for some reason that game came out a week ahead of time, so I had that for like a week with no 3DS.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting.
So my first two games were Ridge Racer and Super Street Fighter 4.
Hadouken.
Hadouken!
Hadouken!
What about you, Mikey? I know you got 3DS now.
Oh yeah, I got my 3DS for graduation last year, and it was kind of fun. It's kind of a funny story how I got it because I was at Target, and my dad's like one of those types of people. He's against video games, but he's the one who got me into them, and which is kind of funny. And we were playing Pilot Wings, and this is the first time I've seen my dad in like 10 years be blown away by a game, and he's like, "Whoa, this is cool." So I hop on, tried it out, and the 3D was impressive. And then sure enough, graduation day, he comes and he has this box. He hands it to me, and I open it up, and my mouth dropped to the floor, and I had to pick it up again. My tongue rolled up. But
That
yeah.
sounds like something I have, but I ain't gonna say.
Genesis. You don't even have to say. It's like I get I know.
Yeah, and then I got Street Fighter 4 for that, and I thought that was like the coolest case for the game when I got it,
Yeah,
because I've never
absolutely.
seen a case like that. And I played the crud out of the online with my cousin, and just played that the whole time. And I thought the system was going to have a good launch, but it really didn't. But now they're starting to get games for it, so that's good.
Yeah, all the games are coming out now, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what color did you get? Blue, black?
I got teal, and here's the funny thing. I like the black a little bit better, but my dad, he's a big fan of like teal as a color. Like he has a classic car that's teal. So, of course, he buys the teal, and it matches his car perfectly. So,
I got the teal. I like teal.
Yeah, I get. Is that what it's called? I thought it was like aqua blue.
Yeah, it's called aqua blue technically.
Okay. Yeah, I got the aqua blue one.
Yeah. I didn't want the black just because at the time I already had a black DS, a black PSP. It's like I want some variety.
I wish they'd release like more colors down the line. Like I know they will. Like it's bound to happen. But
Yeah, well, they got red and pink right now, and then the Zelda one.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's sweet.
It's supposed to be a white one too soon.
They
I was
should do
actually-
it like the N64. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I kind of want the pink one.
You know what
Pink
I
one?
want? I want a
Yeah.
clear 3DS. Like I said, I love clear consoles when they're see-through and all that. They did that for the Game Boy Advance. It'd
I
be
think
so-
that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, it'd be,
I
it'd be
think,
distracting, but it'd look cool.
I think there is, but you'd have to buy it and do it yourself.
Yeah. They need to bring back clear consoles. That died off with like the Game Boy Advance.
I want to get the pink one because I know nobody will have that color.
It'll probably be rare or something down the line.
I heard that too. I heard they're gonna kind of do a small print run on the pink ones first time, just to see how it sells.
They made a pink DS, and I really wanted that one. Again, for the same reason, because like no one buys the pink DS, or at least not anyone I would know, and like I think it would just be a very unique color. So
Are you talking about the original fat one? Pink fat one?
No, I'm talking about the DS Lite. Didn't they make a DS Lite one?
Yeah, but I'm saying there's actually, in Japan, they had a pink
Yep.
fat DS, and it's actually really rare.
No,
Did,
I don't
did
have
you
that.
watch the video I'm thinking of,
Yeah,
Dan?
Yeah. I never even
Heard.
seen that before. Like, interesting.
But if my 3DS ever breaks or something, I have to buy a new one. I'll definitely get the pink one.
Yeah. Man, the DSi XL though, that was a weird one when it came out. Like, all the colors they had for it were just so weird. It's like random colors that are not that appealing. But they finally got some good colors.
Do you guys mostly play your 3DS in 3D, or do you just not use it?
3D, that's what I bought the system for. I'm playing it like that.
Let's say, go ahead.
I don't play Mario Kart in 3D whenever I'm playing online.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing just single player, I do.
I'll be honest, I don't use the 3D at all. The only games I played the whole way through in 3D are Legend of Zelda, Resident Evil Revelations, and the new Kid Icarus game. Those are the only 3 games that I play in 3D.
I played all of them just because I want to try out and see how the 3D looks for every game.
But yeah, I try it out for like 10-15 minutes, but then after that I just shut it off. Except for those 3 games, I use it all the way because honestly, it's like the 3D effect doesn't make the system great for me. What makes the system great for me is just it's a handheld. The eShop is crazy. The friends list is awesome. I really like. It's almost like
Swap
a
note?
portal. Yeah, swap notes good. No, but it's almost like a portable. I guess I want to say like Xbox 360 with the whole friends list and see what they're playing. You know, like the online is awesome.
Yeah. Being
Like
able to
that-
join through the friends list, that's good.
Yeah, that's what makes the
Yeah.
system great for me, not the 3D effect. I could care less about the 3D effect.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like how you guys feel about that.
Well, for me, the 3D, like, I kind of knew it would be the case. I thought the 3D would add something to the game, but for a majority of the games that have come out, it really hasn't added anything, except for Resident Evil Revelations, which really adds to the atmosphere of that game. And I think Kid Icarus in 3D looks absolutely phenomenal.
It really does.
Yeah, with some of the events that go on in the game, it kind of does add something to play that in 3D. But for the most part, the 3D is just like a nice feature, but, you know, I wanted it for the 3D, but for the most time, I didn't really feel like it added something new to the game, but it's still nice. And I was thoroughly surprised when I got my 3DS and how well the user interface took some time to get going, because we all remember at launch that the eShop wasn't available. You know, all these things weren't available like they are now. We had to wait quite a while. So once it got going with the eShop, once they started adding games, and Nintendo was really good about adding games to their like eShop and Virtual Console. Ever since the Wii, like, they are incredible at just keeping those things up to date with new games like every week. It's amazing.
Every Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good at that. And quality games too, but the user interface is surprisingly really good on the 3DS, and the potential, to be honest, I mainly bought it just for the potential of the system, the future of it. I knew the first year would kind of be, you know, not the most amazing year, it'd be kind of rough, but it'd be an okay year. But I bought it because, you know, I was a gigantic fan of the original Nintendo DS, and I just kind of thought, like, all these possibilities, like, what if I can play my, like, first RPG in 3D? What if I play, like, a, you know, RPG dungeon crawler, like, all these mazes, like, coming at you in 3D? That's the kind of stuff that got me excited, which there's a lot of cool titles in the works, so definitely, it's a system that has a lot of potential. And when I played Resident Evil Revelations, that game blew me away because
My God,
that game showed the graphical, you know, possibilities for that system. Prior to that, these other games have maybe been using just a little sliver of the 3DS's potential. In that game, man, I was thoroughly surprised. I'm like, wow, I cannot believe the 3DS is pulling off like these kind of graphics. This is absolutely gorgeous. So that has me really excited. The system's got incredible potential.
Yeah.
Way to contribute, Techno.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten it. See, I've been saving up money, like I've said so many fucking times, for PAX Prime. And I'm really wanting to play Resident Evil Revelations, or however they spelled
Revelations.
Revelation.
Yeah, however they spelt it on those first copies. And I want to get a Kid Icarus so I can play online with everyone.
It's crazy as hell online.
Yeah, I saw Pete stream.
Yeah, but it's extremely in-depth. I mean, we'll talk about it when we go to games we've been playing recently, but it's a solid online.
You know what's the other great thing is about the 3DS is the applications. Like, I have the Pokédex 3D, and that thing is
Activity
really
log.
cool.
Activity
I
log for the win.
Activity. Screw that.
That's actually a really cool feature because like not a lot of games keep track of like times. Like RPGs do that, but it's really cool to see like extremely in depth. That thing is in depth. Like I went back up for the year, like this past year, just to see like my total hours that I spent on 3DS. Really in depth. It shows you like your number one played games. It showed me that like I played almost like 200 hours in the last year for my 3DS. So it was really cool. It's cool to see like, you know, your records for all the games you played. And you'll be surprised.
It's kind of shocking, like some of the how much time you put into some of these games. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like I didn't realize that I put at least 60 hours into Mario Kart,
Yeah.
which is nothing compared to you guys.
I put 50 hours, so don't feel bad.
I got 210.
It's like
I don't even know.
50 hours for me.
No, but I was talking like even Netflix is on this thing,
Yeah.
Yep.
and like how cool is that? Just to have Netflix on a handheld. You know, as long as you're near Wi-Fi spot, you can watch movies on your little head. Like that is just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. Like, the 3D classics, like, Nintendo would add something new to, like, an old game. And the 3D classics are actually really impressive. I'm like, oh, it's 8-bit. What can you do with 3D? And, man, that was really cool of them to give you Excitebike for free. And it's really cool to see some of those 8-bit games with, like, you know, the kind of layers that the 3D gives it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, even Club Nintendo, they're starting to release a bunch of 3DS games too onto the shop. Like you could buy, like I think they cost like 100 points.
Yeah.
And I believe some of them are redone in 3D, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they started doing that too, which is another cool thing for Nintendo is Club Nintendo points. You can get some new games every month. They change out the games every month. I remember one of the first ones, when they first did it, for like 100 points, you could get 3D Classic Xevious for the 3DS. And I think they offered like another 3D Classics game, I don't remember. But like
Dr. Mario, pretty
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and they offer like old Virtual Console Game Boy games, and not just, you know, 3DS stuff. There's like DSiWare and WiiWare titles. I used it to get like Fluidity and Cubello for like a couple points. It was really cool. And cool thing is, like typical Nintendo, you download the game and you still get a post-play survey for 10 coins, so it's like it knocks 10 coins off. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All those free games that we got for the Ambassador program, they came with
post-play.
like 10.
Yeah, 200 free coins. Yeah, those are awesome.
I'll take that.
It's like, why did you pick up Mario? Because it was free. Like, how much more in depth do you want me to go?
Yeah, I like when I got Kid Icarus Uprising, and I got it at GameStop. They gave you the free code to download the 3D Classic of Kid Icarus, and I got 40 coins for Kid Icarus and Uprising, and an extra 10 for the free download of 3D Classic. I was like, this is awesome.
It's cool.
Probably the best program out there right now. And Microsoft, they're starting to do that too.
Are they?
Yeah, like a rewards program.
Yeah, but Microsoft they don't give you much. So let's just say, like, the easiest way to earn points is, like, they'll give you 20 points for a survey if you do it every month, which takes a while to build up points.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain titles where, like, if you make some certain purchases of games on the marketplace, you get points. Or, like, if you buy some movies on Netflix, you get certain points. So it's interesting that at least they're, you know, giving back. I mean, None of these companies have to do that. Like Club Nintendo doesn't have to have a Club Nintendo rewards, but they do. And same thing with the ambassador program. They're the company, and they have no reason to do that. Like they don't have to. They could just be like, "Oh, we're dropping the price, so you guys can deal with it." But Nintendo's the carrying company. At least they give you something out of it, which is really
And their
cool.
prices are pretty good too, believe it or not. Like my cousin he's been saving up for what's the name of it? Game & Watch. Like they have a Game & Watch on there for $1,000, I think, or
It's
I think it's 800.
1,200.
yeah. He got that in the mail, and that thing's pretty cool. And I'm shocked they even did that.
Yeah, they have some cool rewards on there.
Yeah. I'm trying to get that 18 3DS game holder case that actually looks like a 3DS game case. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think it's for like 250 coins.
Yeah, I saw that. Weren't they like sold out or something?
But that comes with like 6 covers.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So what's everyone's favorite games for the 3DS?
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus
That was quick.
Uprising. Kid Icarus Uprising is phenomenal.
Yeah, what was it? My favorite ones, if I had to pick like 5, my favorites are like Kid Icarus Uprising, of course, Mario Kart, of course, Super Street Fighter 4, Resident Evil Revelations, and I would have to say Pac-Man Galaga Dimensions. Those are like my top 5.
And for me, like, I definitely enjoyed Pilot Wings. You can get Pilot Wings super cheap now, and it's cool to own like tech demos for a system. Like that's basically what Pilot Wings was for the 3DS, and I remember having so much fun with it when I had the 3DS. It's like casual, relaxing, but still shockingly punishing hard when you want to go for like 3 stars on like all the events. It gets really challenging. The 3D effect is phenomenal in Pilot Wings Resort. And another game that people kind of always overlook just because it doesn't have any online multiplayer, which is a sad thing. If it had multiplayer, that game would be a blast. But Ridge Racer 3D is an absolutely phenomenal racing game.
Yes.
Yes. It's shocking. Like, it's much better in like what they're going to do for the PS Vita and all that, but it's really in-depth. Like, it has tons of courses. Granted, some of it is just like rehashes of like old Ridge Racer classic courses, but it's still good. It handles incredible. It handles smoothly. The 3D effects are actually really nice in that game too, but that's just a fun game. If it had multiplayer, I would be playing a lot of that, but that's a good little racing game. I think you can get that fairly cheap now too on the 3DS.
I was totally surprised when playing that game for the first time. All the characters were like named after Pac-Man ghosts and like characters from Mappy Land.
Yeah, Namco. Namco always does that.
I was like, dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Namco's known for all their Easter eggs and all their games. They do it for everything. It's cool though. They even have like Taiko, not Tatsujin, and I'm like, wow, they really have Taiko in here. That's interesting. But yeah, that's a fun racing game. That's probably one of the, well, I would say besides Mario Kart, if you want to like just think of like another arcadey racer, it's one of the best ones to get.
There's that Asphalt 3D, but I don't think that one's that good.
It's not a bad game. It just has a lot of issues with it, like more technical issues with it. Like the 3D is not bad or anything. It's just it suffers from like lag and frame rate issues.
I've heard it's a direct port from the iPhone version.
And it's weird too because I have Asphalt Urban GT on the DS and I love that game. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna get Asphalt because I was debating like I'm only gonna get one racing game. It's either gonna be Asphalt or Ridge Racer. And then I started seeing like all the issues with Asphalt, so I was like, I guess I'll get Ridge Racer. I'm glad I did, but I might still pick up Asphalt eventually because that game's super cheap as well.
Oh, you, Mikey, what's your favorite games for the system?
Unfortunately, I only have 3 because, college kids, we're on, for cheap. I don't know. But I have Mario Kart, Street Fighter, and Super Mario 3D Land. Like, my whole thing is I only buy the games if I've heard good things from the YouTube community, and sure enough, all 3 of those games are amazing. And the next things I want to pick up are like Kid Icarus, Tales of Abyss, and down the line, Kingdom Hearts when that comes out on it. Because we need some good RPGs on this system. It really hasn't been any.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you want a good RPG, I wouldn't go with Tales of the Abyss.
No,
No,
you
it doesn't
need
deserve the
Tales
plaque it
of
gets.
Vesperia.
Vesperia?
Yeah, everyone needs that, obviously. I mean, you ask the Tales
Everyone.
of community, it's like, what's the best Tales of game? And most of them will say either Vesperia or Symphonia. It usually comes down to those. And I like the Destiny games. The Destiny games are different, but they're really good still. But yeah, Vesperia, my god. People,
I need to
it's
get
like,
an Xbox so I can play that.
that made it,
Yeah.
like, honestly, when I played that game, beat that game, I'm like, that game alone, I was like, okay, I'm so glad I owned the 360 just for that game. I don't give a damn about any of the other games. Just that made it worth it just for that one exclusive. But I got both systems, so I can get all the exclusives now.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, it's like, why debate? Why have to worry about getting it? It's just a relief when you have both. Yeah,
It's like the whole console war thing, you know, like people say, oh, this system's better, this one, buy them all and shut up.
yeah, and
You know?
that and this console war honestly is nothing compared to the old console wars. I mean, my God, this is like a little petty console war, nothing compared to, like, you're talking Genesis, Super Nintendo. Those companies were literally taking hits at each other inside of their own video games. You don't see that with like Sony and Microsoft. Like, oh, there's like a Sony sucks poster in Halo or something. Like, they were doing that. Like a good example is like Uniracers on the Super Nintendo. There's a cheat in, and if you type in hedgehog, you get a you get a slow mode basically where the game's super slow, and it's called hedgehog mode. If you tried to type in the name entry either Sonic or Sega, it said the name wasn't cool enough, and it wouldn't let you type in the name. It said not cool enough. So like these companies, like that's a Nintendo published game. They made that game, and they're like taking jabs at Sega in their game. Another one I remember too is because it didn't hit me when I was playing the game, but someone pointed it out later on. But I was playing Populous on the Super Nintendo, and I went into like Conquer mode, which is like the story mode. And the first world you have to conquer is named Genesis. So I'm like, oh my god. Like,
Wow.
that's what I say. Like, these console wars, guys, honestly, this is like a little baby war compared to like the old school wars. It's just my honest opinion. Like, this is nothing.
I agree.
Yep, definitely.
But yeah, the 3DS needs RPGs. I don't consider Tales of the Abyss the first RPG just because it's a direct port. It's not a new game. It's not a fresh game. Devil Survivor Overclocked, another port, and hardly has any 3D in it. That's like, there really isn't like a fresh IP or just like a new entry into the series of an RPG. There's a couple coming like Kingdom Hearts, obviously. So it would be interesting to see that. And I know Atlas has some games in Japan that they're working on, like Etrian Odyssey 4 on the 3DS, which that would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But
to me, like, a console isn't really good until it gets a good RPG on it, because, you know, like, I love RPGs because they're great storytelling, and like games like Mario, that just doesn't appeal to stories I love in these RPGs. You know, like I need to have that great story in a game to get immersed in it and stuff like that, and that's why I still say the 3DS isn't the best yet. Once they start getting the RPGs, it's going to be a great system.
PSP.
For handheld.
PSP.
Yeah.
PSP, honestly, if you're a JRPG fan, my god, you've shown a PSP. Enough said. The PSP is like heaven for a JRPG fan. Like, literally every company you could think of spoiled that system. Atlas, Exceed. They just cranked out RPGs like there was no tomorrow. That's why I'm still trying to catch up. That's why I own an insane amount of PSP games for only having it for like a certain amount of time. And
it's funny,
the DS, original DS.
Yep, like, it's funny, like, I bought a PSP, like, right off of launch, and saved up, like, my money as a kid to get it, and nothing was out on it, and then I just traded it in, and that's, like, the first time I've ever traded in an actual system, and then, like, months later, they started releasing all these RPGs. I'm like, well, I just pooped, so now I need to get a PSP again.
Yeah.
So
You just
keep your
goofed.
system. Yep, keep your systems, people.
You
Keep your
goofed.
systems.
Yeah. Every system has potential. I'm a strong believer in that. every single system has at least one great game to play for that system.
Definitely.
Yeah. The 3DS had a great year. Looking forward to another even more awesome year. Can't wait.
What games are you looking forward to for the second year?
Like Kingdom Hearts has me interested. There's a couple that like I don't know if they'll come out. Like I mentioned, like Etrian Odyssey 4, and there's this really awesome like new fresh IP RPG that looks absolutely amazing, but I don't know if it's coming out. And that's Bravely Default. And that game looks, if you haven't heard the game, you should look it up. It's called Bravely Default. It's absolutely beautiful RPG that I really hope comes over to 3DS. And there's some upcoming titles, like I could totally see myself playing Mario Tennis online. That'll be a lot of fun. And there's a lot of games I just can't wait to see.
Paper Mario.
Oh, Paper Mario, God, I want that.
Yep.
Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah.
They need Sonic Tennis on that.
Sonic, Sega Superstar Tennis. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I played that game. It was enjoyable for what it was.
Like, yep. Oh my god, that game was fun.
Yeah, I got it for like
was
$3. It's like I can't really complain with $3. It's a fun game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely get your money's worth.
Yeah, what
Hey.
about you guys?
Big news alert.
If you got another subscriber during the podcast,
Oh god.
I got another subscriber.
did you really?
Yes, I did. I
Well,
don't
let's
know
all
why.
clap.
You're the only one. Everyone else
Slow
hates
clap.
me.
Is that okay? That's your big news.
Yeah.
Okay, congrats.
I totally forgot about a 3DS game too. It's called Dia to Rhythm or something. Dia Rhythm Final Fantasy. It's a really bizarre
Oh, that's
crossover.
that music one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a music Final Fantasy game. That's exactly what it is.
I so want that.
It's coming out too. If no one knows, it's been confirmed for the U.S. to be coming out this summer. But it's
Does it have
interesting.
new characters?
I don't know. Like I haven't looked too in depth at it, but I don't even know like how you would play the game. Like from what I've seen, screenshots, it just looks like a really like standard music rhythm game.
To me, it looks like Donkey Konga.
Dude, I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I did too.
It's a music rhythm game. If you like music rhythm games and Final Fantasy, here's your dream game right here. You'll like this.
I'm getting it just for the Final Fantasy aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm a rhythm game fan, so I'll definitely get that.
They need to have Yuna in it. Because remember in Final Fantasy X-2, she had like the dancing
Yeah,
gimmick
she's
or
the
whatever.
pop singer. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to have that.
They better have lightning dancing in there or something.
Or Hope.
Oh,
Your
hell
favorite.
yeah. Even better. It's like, man, I just... Poor Hope. Like, I hated that guy, but he's not the
He's
worst
hopeless.
character. He's not the worst character I've ever experienced in a JRPG. I'll give him that, but I didn't care for him.
He's way better than in 13X2.
Okay. Well,
I heard
that's
he
good.
grows up.
Yeah,
He grows up there.
Yeah, he grows up in 13 too. He's like so much more mature and not less whiny.
I can believe that.
So, but so yeah, I'm looking forward to Mario Tennis, the Kingdom Hearts, Luigi's Mansion 2, Paper Mario, and the Smash Brothers game for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Is that coming out this next year?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not this
Because
year. Probably
it's-
next year.
It's the same. I've heard it's the same as the Wii U version.
No.
Yeah, and the Wii U's not coming out till what, December of 2012?
Yeah, at the latest.
Yeah.
Am I right? So
Yeah, Christmas season.
So Smash Brothers for the Wii U probably won't come out till, I would say, the latest summer of 2013. So
I don't know.
well,
Do you think they're going to have cross-platform?
I know, that's what I'm curious
they
about.
are. I've already heard they are.
That's interesting.
That'll be sweet.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are. So that'll be totally badass.
I'm curious which characters they are.
Badass. Yeah. badass.
Yeah, those are the 5 games I'm kind of looking forward. And then, that Final Fantasy one that Dan mentioned.
Yeah.
Probably want that, but there's 2 games out right now that I really want to try. I still want to get Dead or Alive Dimensions.
Yeah, I want that too.
Yeah.
And I know it really sucks and it's a really bad game, but I really kind of want that Tekken 3D game.
Oh yeah.
Are you saying oh yeah because it's a good game?
Well, no, I don't even know if it's good, but it's freaking Tekken. I'm just glad to hear someone's gonna buy a Tekken game.
I heard it's really bad. Like, there's no story mode, no arcade, there's hardly any content in it. But, for some reason, I don't know why, I just want a Tekken game on the go.
I'm proud of you, because, no one I know owns Tekken, except for my cousin. And Tekken...
Yo. Whoa.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
He got another subscriber.
Oh, no.
No. I like Tekken, you little bitch.
Whoa!
Getting feisty over here.
It's all about King, baby.
Take it easy, Tekken.
And he's getting all riled up over, nothing, really. Don't worry, Techno. I'll beat you king with my Julia.
Oh.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, son.
I'll beat your king with Lars.
Techno, are you challenging me?
You're challenging me to a duel?
Yeah, I'm challenging you to a game I don't even have.
Alright, well, then don't challenge me if you don't have the game. I'll go out right now and I'll buy Tekken just to fight you.
I want to see this.
Yeah, man. Go buy Tekken and I'll fight you.
I'd rather buy Street Fighter X Tekken.
I have Street Fighter X Tekken. King and Julia are in that.
Then get that,
I know,
and then you can
but
battle
I
Tech
don't
on
want to
that.
get the 360 version.
You know what? If you get the PS3 version, I'll buy the PS3 version and I'll fight you.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
There you go. Challenge.
But you're waiting a while.
Listen to the excuses on this
No,
guy.
I can't.
Scared.
I can't spend any money, bro.
Oh, now I'm his bro.
You should have to put something on the line. Like, Techno loses, he should have to wear an Amy beanie in his video.
Dude, I
I'm still
already
waiting
had
for-
that.
I'm still waiting for
I'm just waiting on my birthday, because Dan was supposed to buy it.
Now, what should Clive have to do if he loses?
He has to make a video
I already do that.
My Little Pony suck.
saying how awesome I am.
Dude, I did that when you gave me the Dreamcast. Yeah, project done.
Okay, I'll think of something.
Okay.
How about this? Clive has to sing the theme song to My Little Pony.
Dude, I'll do that without the contest.
He does that all the time.
Yeah, every Saturday at 10 o'clock.
Oh my god, he actually knows when it's on. You know what? I'm impressed. Techno.
Because that live show, Dan's like, yeah, we're gonna have it at 10 Saturday because Clive won't be on because he'll be watching.
Don't lie. Don't lie. You watch it every week.
No, I
It's
don't.
okay.
Because
It's okay.
I usually.
Techno, do you like when Fluttershy helps the animals and Rainbow Dash flies through the air?
No.
It's my
I
favorite
don't
part.
know who. I don't even know those characters.
Come on, man.
Dude,
They're the ones
you
that
know
are
what? You know what show I'm waiting on, or I can't wait to see the new Cartoon Planet.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
What the hell is this Cartoon Planet? I've heard so much stuff about this.
Cartoon Planet used to be like a show with Space Ghost, Brack, and Zorak. And they'd show different, little cartoons and stuff. And they're bringing it back because it's Cartoon Network's 20th anniversary, and it's just Brack and Zorak. Zorak's badass as shit. And they're gonna show like Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, Chowder, Flapjack, and some others. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that Powerpuff Girls. That show is pretty badass. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a girls show, that was actually pretty good. I actually watched it. But it's my confession.
Have you seen the Japanese anime version of Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah, I actually have, and it's kind of scary.
It actually is. It is kind of like really weird. I downloaded like 2 or 3 episodes, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Did it have subtitles on it?
Yeah, but like I was still kind of confused. Like I got the gist of it, and I was just like,
It's Godzilla.
It's Godzilla.
But getting back to the 3DS now,
Hold on.
you got another subscriber.
No. I'm sending you something.
Techno, I'm pretty much like programmed. Whenever you say hold on, it just means you got a subscriber.
Here you go, I'm sending it.
Is this child porn? I'm gonna kill you.
No, it's not. It's on fucking YouTube.
This is scary.
You have child porn on YouTube?
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not watching this crap.
What?
You don't like Brack? That guy's hilarious.
What about you guys? Any Mikey or Techno?
Hold on,
3DS
hold on.
games?
What?
Guys,
3DS games you're excited for?
this video you just sent me is pretty much word for word exactly what you just told me.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Wait,
I wanted...
Way
But
to
you
read.
needed
Way to
to
read the
see.
script.
That... You needed to know... You needed to see it, because... Zorak is badass, like I said.
Who knows? They could bring back Konami if this does
They
well. Because
won't. Because the new, like, chairman or head hates anime. That's why you don't see fucking Naruto anymore. Even though I didn't really like that anyways, but and that's why you see those fucking live action TV shows. The best Cartoon Network show right now, unless they're already doing Cartoon Planet, is Young Justice.
I haven't watched that.
Well,
It's a good
you
one.
need to.
Young Justice is a good show.
Or
What's it even about?
I'll
It's about-
come
it's
to your
basically-
house and break your legs and kneecaps.
You want to
at the same
go?
time.
You want to go?
It's about... the show is about the superheroes. DC.
Oh,
Robin?
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that. It's kind of like Teen Titans,
Kind of.
but
better.
let's go back to 3DS games because I think Dan's like, oh my god, I don't want to hear about anime.
I do.
Yeah, because
I'm
Dan
okay.
hates anime. What the fuck are you... What's wrong with you,
So
bro?
contradictory, right? I love JRPGs, but I don't like anime.
You need to watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
I'd rather play
Dude.
JRPGs. I said that, like, if
You
I'm gonna
need
watch
to
an
watch
anime.
it will change your opinion on animes instantly.
Yeah.
Watch the first episode, game over. If you watch the first episode of that, I will watch My Little
Be
Pony.
hooked.
I will watch My Little Ponies.
Well, guess what? You're not watching My Little Pony.
I'll watch My Little Pony.
There you go. The thing is, I'm not even a big TV watcher, like, except for, like, some sports and all that, and some TV shows. I don't even use my TV to actually watch TV.
That's understandable. There's nothing good on anymore.
TV nowadays sucks, but that's a whole nother rant.
Do you guys want to get into some news?
Yes.
Yes. I got like
Dan-
3.
Dan's very enthusiastic about news, apparently. Why don't you go first, then?
My news story is kind of weird because it's not, like, it's more of just like an announcement than a news story. But it's really interesting because it relates to an old school company kind of trying to make a comeback under a different name. But it comes from Silicon Era. It says, Monkey Paw Games looking at more PS3 and PSP RPGs. Gaijin Works and Monkey Paw Games are hoping to localize RPGs on top of Class of Heroes 2. We don't know which games they're thinking about, but future releases will probably be on Sony platforms. Responding to a fan on Twitter, the Monkey Paw Games account said, they are looking at PS3 and PSP titles. The PSP has a truckload of titles they could localize, like Akiba's Trip from the Class of Heroes developer Acquire, and do I say that game with a V in it? I'm not sure what they mean by that. But Monkey Paw Games is also developing a PC port of Burger Time World Tour, their first original game, which is coming soon. So if you don't notice, the big deal about this is it's actually, I forget which one, but one of them is actually kind of like a reincarnated Working Designs. Like there's the actual people from Working Designs back from years ago. And the big deal with this is they actually started a Kickstarter. If you know what Kickstarter is, Kickstarter.com. It's basically a site where people go to kind of, I think AVGN used this to raise money too, but to kind of raise money for something you want to do. So they created a Kickstarter for a Class of Heroes 2 deluxe set for the PSP, and they basically need $500,000 in order to make these. So far they got about 400 plus backers, and they have different, like if you pledge a certain amount of money you get different things. So the one I'm actually interested in is if you pledge 59 or more, you get the soon-to-be legendary physical deluxe pack for the PSP system Class of Heroes 2 game. Includes same reward as level 3 plus physical deluxe pack. Because the big deal with this is Class of Heroes 2, if they don't get enough money, it's going to be a download-only game, like for the PSN, but if they get enough money, they'll do physical copies in this form. But this is Working Designs, like this is actually Working Designs. This would be the first deluxe set since, like, I think it was Growlancer, like the Growlancer collection on PlayStation 2. So this is actually Working Designs, and they came out and said, this isn't going to be like your crappy limited edition. You're not going to get some cheap little steelbook, which they try and pass off as a limited edition. No DLC, which they try and pass off as a limited edition. No DLC on this. Like, they're really taking cracks at, like, all these cheap limited editions. They're saying, no, this is going to be, each set's going to be individually handcrafted for each specific person. There's only going to be about 4,000 of these sets produced, and it's going to have like a extremely thick, high-quality art book, arranged soundtrack. Like they're going all out, like almost old-school Working Designs. Like if you remember those Lunar sets on the PlayStation 1, those are absolutely phenomenal. So this is basically Working Designs trying to get back into the business. They want to get back into it, and they want to start by doing an awesome limited edition for a really obscure game. So Working Designs, I welcome them back.
I actually saw Splattertrigger's video about this, and I went to the link where you can donate, and I was almost tempted to actually give him some money. But I know nothing about Clash of Heroes though.
Oh, it's a really odd wizardry type game. It's a 3D dungeon crawler. I actually own it on the PSP. It's actually a really rare game on the PSP, so I'm lucky to own it. But it's like a wizardry clone. Like you basically go through dungeon crawlers, like these dungeons in first person and fight like enemies. So if you've ever played like, I don't know, like Shining in the Darkness on the Genesis, or just like a really old school dungeon crawler like that. And the first one got bashed because like it got bashed just because people didn't like it. Like it was kind of a weird game, but they say the series gets better as it goes along. So it's interesting. I'm just excited, man. Like, this is like actually Working Designs. They're just under a different name, but they're actually trying to come back and make limited editions.
Yay!
So, Techno's happy.
Techno's always happy.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be pledging at least $59 to make sure I'm one of those lucky 1,000 to get one of those deluxe sets. But that's if the project reaches its limit, which I think it will definitely will.
So
It'll take some time, but it'll get there.
What happens if you donate the $59 and it doesn't reach the goal?
Then you're out of $59.
See, that's the only thing that kind of scares me, though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of waiting. Like, I'll be waiting for, like, maybe when it gets under 1,000 or when they're getting close to their goal, I'll probably do it. But I think it'll definitely reach its goal. I think a lot of people are excited. They're already at, it's only been up for a couple of days. They're already at $38,000 out of 500,000. And that's been up for, like, a couple of days. So if you can imagine, like, I would say they would have it at least within another year. So yeah, it's my news story. Really odd, but I'm really excited for the potential.
It sounds cool, but like I said, like if you pay the $59 and they don't reach their goal, it just seems kind of crappy because you lose out. But it does sound cool though.
You don't necessarily lose out because say I pledge 59, maybe they don't reach the limit, like they don't get that. They're still gonna give you stuff like for what you pledge for. Like if you pledge $5 or more, like basically like the higher you go, you get like all the pledges below that. So you'll still get some stuff, but it won't be as good. Like I think you can still get like a free downloadable coupon for the game or something.
Oh, okay.
So you still get stuff. It's not like you're shit out of luck basically, but you still get stuff.
Okay, that's what I was worried about. I was like, wait a minute.
What about you guys? News?
I got 3.
Oh my god.
3?
You went from having like nothing to 3.
I know. Before the podcast, you had nothing.
I totally forgot about stuff I posted on Pete's Gaming Forum. Okay, the House of the Dead 4 is hitting in April. House of Dead 4. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to have some extra features, like PlayStation Move. Additional levels from the House of Dead 4 special, which I'm thinking is like the arcade version or something. And bonus unlockable PlayStation Home item, which no one's going to use. Original creator interview and trophies.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of House of Dead. I never played the first. Oh wait, I played the first one at arcade a long time ago, and then I got the sequel on Dreamcast and played the shit out of that. But yeah, I played the second one on Dreamcast, played the hell out of that. And, yeah, I will be picking this up if I have the money. Which I don't think it'll cost that much, since it's a, light gun game. Yeah. Because how much was I forget what they're called. Not Time Force, but I
have no idea what you're talking about.
What?
Time Crisis?
Yes, Time Crisis.
It's good stuff.
I don't...
Weren't they like $50, $60 games?
I don't know.
You're on what? The Sega CD or something?
No. It's on, they made a new one for PS3.
Oh, wouldn't it be like a $60 game then?
Well, probably not, since it's a short.
No, it came out a while ago, and it's probably like 20 for the game by itself under that, but then there is like a gun peripheral which you can get. Yeah.
So yeah, House of Dead 4.
Nice.
Shooting zombies and killing them. Be good. So, alright, this is the rumor, okay?
A concrete rumor, remember?
I was just about to say, better be a concrete rumor.
Alright, here we have a list of the launch lineup for the Wii U, which is probably fake because of all these games that are said to be on it.
No,
So,
I've seen this list.
Yep. From level 5, Professor Layton
hell yeah.
Chronicles.
Hell yeah, I'd buy Wii U day one for that. No joke.
From Activision, Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD Complete.
Hell yes.
GoldenEye 007 Reloaded, which is just the 360 version. World of Warcraft? I don't think so. From Capcom, Resident Evil, The Mercenaries Bio Ops. The fuck? Isn't that what we got on 3DS, or is that a totally different
Totally
name?
different. I think it's
3DS,
totally
we got Mercenaries and Revelations.
Okay. Also from Capcom, Okamiden HD. From Electronic Arts, I'm already pissed off because there isn't a Road Rash on here, so fuck you, EA. But they are coming out with Boom Blocks Wii U, good name, I guess. NFL Blitz Touchdown, Burnout Rush Hour, Shank 2, Gaijin Games, Gaijin Games, Bit Trip Runner 2.
Yes, can't wait. Love the Trip Runner.
Okay. The Resident Evil Mercenaries Bio Ops is not for launch. Or the Professor Layton, either.
Yeah,
Or
this
the
is-
Boom Blocks and NFL Blitz Touchdown.
yeah,
But
these are all
everything
questionable.
else, yeah. And then here's Namco Bandai. There. Ugh. And it's not for launch. This one, Tank. Don't know what the fuck that is.
It's about tanks.
I would think so. Meteos. And this is launch Pac-Man Battle Royale, which
Ooh.
didn't.
Oh, that's what's his name brought that up? Derek.
Yeah.
Cletus. That's what I was like. That name
That-
sounds familiar.
Yeah, and this is from Nexon. It's not launch, but that Pac-Man Battle Royale is. If I didn't say that.
Game's actually pretty good though. I played it.
Played it?
Yeah, I played it at Dave and Buster's, and the display for it's pretty cool. Like they have it all neon, and it's really fun. So it's going to be a good title.
Yeah, if it actually comes out. Remember, this is a rumor.
Hmm.
But from Nexon, Dragon Nest. Isn't Nexon the ones that did Maple Story?
Yeah, I think so.
And from Nintendo, this is launch, Big Brain University. This is also launch, Super Mario Strikers Unlimited. I love the Strikers games. Also from Nintendo, Fluidity, Toxic. I've never heard of that, so that's probably something, to use on your, that sounds something you would use the tablet or whatever controller, for using, if it had, I don't know if the controller has, where you can move it around.
Like a gyroscope.
Yeah. It probably does, but I'm not for sure. And from SABARASA, their launch title is Protocol. From Sega, Rhodia, the Sky Soldier. Oh, I saw Sky.
Oh,
and I was
thank
like,
God,
oh.
yes. If that's like a launch title, I'd buy the Wii U for that too. No joke. It's so
What
exciting.
is it?
Rodeo the Sky Soldier is a title that Xseed's been after for quite a while. They wanted to bring it out on the original Nintendo Wii, but it's an action RPG. Almost similar, it's hard to explain, but it's you're like a sky pirate or something. It's like an action RPG involving that. It's actually regarded in Japan as like one of the best Wii games. That's underrated. Like it kind of got overshadowed when everyone was talking about Xenoblade, the last story. That this and Earthseeker were two games that Xseed was looking heavily into publishing for the Wii.
Yeah, that seems cool. I'd give it a try. Renegade Ops 2, which is not shown as the launch title. Phantasy Star Online 2. for launch. And also Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 for launch. And that's it for Sega. Spicy Horse. I've never heard that company at all.
Cyberman.
Yeah, they're the ones. I believe they worked on the Alice Madness Returns game.
It's a cool name.
Oh.
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I have played a game by them. I think it's Alice, though.
Okay. Well, their launch game, they only have one game, it looks like. Called Big Head Bash. And Square Enix. And their one game that is not going to be, or actually both of theirs won't be launched, Demon Score and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Wii U. Do we really need another Crystal Chronicles?
It's inevitable. They do that for like every Nintendo system. It's always the Crystal Chronicles.
From Telltale Games, The Walking Dead for launch. And from Ubisoft, UbiArt presents Sketch Atrium or something. I'm not sure. Red Steel Locked and Reloaded. That's not for launch. But this is I Am Alive. And from Valve, Counter-Strike Global Offensive also for launch, and then Dota 2 not for launch. What the hell? That's it for that one. Like, I really don't think this is anywhere close to what we're gonna get.
Never know. The
I don't
Nintendo
know.
games sound kind of accurate, but as for the other stuff, I mean, they're pushing hard that the Wii U is more geared towards the hardcore players, so the fact that they would start trying to get MMOs in general on the Wii U, I mean, that's just a huge, like, money maker right there for Nintendo. And also the fact that, we'll talk about this probably in a bit, but also the fact that Nintendo could probably be the only company to push hard saying, hey, guess what, guys? You can still buy used games on our system and play them. They might be the only company who can actually say that now, which would be huge for Nintendo if that's the case.
Now, will you buy it on launch?
You know, I need confirmations. E3 this year, we'll get a lot of confirmations.
Yeah.
Hardcore facts.
If it looks good, then yeah, because I don't know why, but I went and bought the Wii for launch, or at launch, and it just, I don't know, it just felt right. Like, getting to play the new Zelda that came out, which was really for the GameCube, but yeah, if it looks good, yeah, I'll buy it at launch. Totally. Alright, let me get this other story up. My last one, and I'm so excited! Phantasy Star Online 2 is free to play and coming to iOS and Android. Oh my god. Oh my god. See, the gods at Sega opened up the heavens, and I reached out and they touched my hand and they said, yes,
Is that all they
this
touched?
will. I'm not even going into that, but they touched my hands and they said, yes,
Oh,
this
yes.
is free to play. And dude, whenever I saw this news story, I felt like my head exploded full of rainbows. Just like shooting out the ears first, and then You just can't, you know,
The Nyan Cat
keep
came out
it
of your
in.
head.
Yeah. What?
The Nyan Cat came out of your head.
Yes. And then it had Johnny's face on it. Like, you know, oh my god. Dude, it's gonna be awesome. It's, the PC version of PSO2 will be arriving first, as previously promised, with service planned to begin in early summer. The smartphone version will come next in winter 2012. The Vita version is due in spring 2013. Yeah. And Sega will be holding a beta test late April. So,
It's a lot
Yeah.
of PSO.
yeah.
Now, what console would you get it on, Techno?
Dude, PC, bro.
PC, really?
Yeah.
Why not Wii U?
Because we don't know.
That's weird, though. If it's
if
going to be
it-
free to play and then you buy it on the Wii U, that's kind of weird.
What do you mean?
Well, if it's going to be for the Wii U, unless they're going to do it digitally or something free to play,
Yeah.
They'll probably do that.
like DC Universe,
Yeah.
which will be cool
All MMOs are going free to play.
eventually.
Yeah. It's the
Now,
new model.
now World of Warcraft, that was staying paid for quite a while.
Yeah.
I believe you can play World of Warcraft for free
But
up
you have to
until
pay
like
something.
level 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you reach level 20, then you gotta pay for it.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I can't wait for PSO2. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
Diablo 3 coming out May 15th. Oh, yes. I will be stuck in this room. Door will be locked.
That's scary.
And I will never leave this place till August 31st or 30th, when I hop on a plane, go to Seattle, hang out, play some arcade games, go to Sega booth and say, hey, PSO2, it's going to be amazing. We're going to be like, high five, yeah.
I wanted to see that. Please record that.
And
that's
then,
the only thing you say to me.
dude, yeah,
PSO, awesome.
It's-
iPod.
Yeah, I buy it, yeah. And they'd give me a high five, and then right at that high five, behind both of us, explosions.
And then Guile's theme starts playing.
Dude, I am so ready. And then I'll go over, and say, yep, Diablo 3, it's going to kick ass. So, yeah, that's the end of news, I think.
My God.
My news, yeah.
We should jump into games we've been playing recently. Right? And,
Yes.
yes. We'll start with you, Mikey. Start with our guests. What you been playing?
I've been playing like a shit ton of games. Like my brain is like melting from all these games I've been playing. Like an old arcade that I have in town recently moved to a new building, and they've been in the original building since like the 80s. And there's footage of it on Gamester's channel. He's been to it, and it's called Family Fun Center. And they transferred over to a different building that used to be a bag and save. And basically everything's on one floor now, and it's a lot more organized and clean and brand new, which rarely you don't see arcades doing these days. So it's kind of exciting to see an arcade be rebuilt and up and working again. And I played a bunch of Street Fighter, Third Strike there. I played A lot of Monopoly pinball. Have any of you guys played that?
No.
Pretty interesting game, and it's pretty different. It's kind of a hard to play because, like, I don't know, the flippers they had there were kind of weak sauce. But I played a lot of Hydro Thunder, played a lot of handheld games like Monster Joker, Mario Kart, and just been sinking a lot of hours into my 3DS. Even though Monster Joker isn't a 3DS game, I prefer to play it on that for some reason. And Uncharted, Mass Effect, and that's about it. What about you guys?
I just been playing a lot of Kid Icarus Uprising.
Good man.
Yeah, I beat that. Just playing a lot online with a couple YouTubers, Holly, Pete, Craig from TV and Lusts, and I played with new person Nelson. If he's listening, I played with him. Yeah, so that's all I've been playing really, just that one.
Nice. You beat it?
Yeah, I beat it. It's a cool game. Like right now, I'm just kind of going back and I'm kind of doing all the unlockables. Like one of the unlockables is like complete like level 1 in under 7 minutes. I'm trying to, just do random things like that. So, but that's it for me. Just the one game.
Let me go.
Go.
Guess
Please.
what I've been playing?
This better be awesome. Make it count. What have you been playing?
Tales of Asperia.
Okay, I can't help it. Explosions everywhere.
Explosions everywhere.
That's worth it.
Dude, oh my god, okay? This game. Now see, this is coming from a non-RPG play. I do play RPGs, but not all the time at all. I guess not a seasoned RPG player.
Yeah.
But if you've never played, I'm telling everyone this. If you've never played Tales of Asperia and you have a 360, what the fuck are you doing? You need to get off your ass, go down to your local GameStop or Walmart or Best Buy or wherever you want to go,
Preach.
and pick this motherfucking game up. This game is amazing. The characters, I love them to death. I fucking hate that little kid though. But I still love him.
Yeah, he gets better later.
Certain way, yeah. And the dog is fucking. I just want to fucking hold that motherfucker. Just like cuddle it.
Love Repeat.
Dude, yeah, Repeat is a badass. I mean, it's like, he looks like he has a scar, and he looks badass, and he has the sword in his mouth, and dude. And you can play as any character you want.
Yep.
You don't have to just play as the main dude.
That's what's great about the series. You play as who you want to play.
Yeah. Like I was playing as Rita, I think her name is. Yeah, the mage. I was like, boom, bitch, boom, throwing my magic.
Yeah, she's great with magic.
Yeah, and then played as Repeat for a little while, and then I went back to Yuri, I think his name is, right? Yes.
Yuri.
Okay, Yuri. Yeah, it's amazing.
And you beat the boss finally.
Yeah, I did. I got to where you fight those two knights again. When you go back to, I forget the town is called, but with the big ass tree after you kill it or whatever, and you go to that little dungeon and fight that big rock thing, and then you come back and then those knights are there to bring Estelle or whatever her name is
Yeah, so
back to the castle, and then you're like, bitch, no, she's coming with me, and then, yeah. Dude, like, I love this game. Like, I still have my Xbox on right now, with it going in the background.
there you go. It's a good example coming from someone who admits to not being the biggest RPG fan. I'm telling you,
Oh my god.
you have a 360, you can get it online for $20 roughly new. Don't go to GameStop. GameStop will rip you off on the game. They're still charging $40 for it, but because they kind of think it's rare, but it's not really. It's kind of hard to find in stores. You'll have a problem if you're just going to try and go to stores and find it. Like GameStop will have it if you want to pay $40, but you can easily get it from like Amazon for cheaper.
Well, I got it from Amazon. It was like $22, but I looked at it now. It's like 34, I believe.
I can tell you where you can get it for 20 new still. Yeah. Let me check it because it's an odd site, but they specialize in selling reprints or just like getting rare games that are like out of print. Like they did it a lot with like Lunar on the PSP and some other games, but let me just check. For a long time they had Tales of Vesperia brand new free shipping for $20, like flat. And it's a site called GamePo Dunk, and they only have they have a really small store. You have to register with them, but they have a really small store, but they have like a selection of like hard to find games. And I think Tales of Vesperia is still on there. It's been on there for quite a while, for like 20.
If you don't buy it, Dan will bust your kneecaps this time.
I will. I will come to your house and bust your kneecaps with my copy of the game.
No, but bust it with Rebecca.
That'll take a while. She's so flat. It'll take a while. But that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I have been playing. Who's next?
Me, since I'm the only one who hasn't gone.
Oh, you go. Yeah.
I don't have much. I only have a couple of games, but since we last recorded, I put more time into Persona 3, and I'm actually really sad to say this, but I'm really sad the game's coming to an end. Like, it's really weird. Like, the game is kind of knows that it's coming to an end. Like, the music changes in the very last month, and it changes to more of like a somber tone. Like, it's kind of like the end, and it's really weird. Like, Persona does a good job of getting you attached to these characters because you build so many relationships talking to these people, and you spend so much time with these people that it's almost like saying goodbye to like really close friends for the last time, because this is the last time you'll see them. Like, there inevitably is only 1 month in the game, and I know what I need to do now. I know exactly I know exactly who the last boss is. I know exactly what I have to do. So the game is phenomenal. Like, is it the greatest RPG you'll ever play? No, the Persona series is like hit or miss with some people. It's definitely an RPG series that's not for everyone. But if you like dungeon crawlers, and if you like simulation aspects in your game, like, you know, almost like The Sims, where you're in charge of different stats and you have to build relationships with certain people. If you like that, then definitely check out the Persona series. But more than anything, the story is absolutely phenomenal in this game, and the animation cutscenes are absolutely gorgeous. Like I said before, like, I can totally understand why they adopted P4 into its own full-blown anime, because the anime is just absolutely gorgeous. But the story, absolutely phenomenal. Really, really, really mature and really intense at times. And that's honestly what I love so much about it. But absolutely great game. I've spent more than 70 plus hours into this game. That shows how long this game is. Like, it's going to take you at least 75 to 80 hours to clear the main quest. And like any RPG, there's some extra stuff you can do, but I can't wait. I'll probably try and finish that up this weekend.
Now, if a person like myself wants to get into Persona, what would be a good place to start? Like, first game, second game?
Well, if you're going to try to get the first or second game, good luck. Those go for at least $100 on the PlayStation 1. But they're really rare, but you can still get them. Persona 1 is available on the PSP. Persona 2 Innocent Sin, which is actually the chapter... Persona 2 is weird. Like, we got Eternal Punishment on the PlayStation 1, which is really rare. But then we got Innocent Sin on the PSP, which is the other chapter to it. So you can still play that, but Atlas has said they're going to do Eternal Punishment eventually on the PSP. But those are it's weird. The first two are not like the last, like 3 and 4. The first two are like dungeon crawlers, like a wizardry type game, like really old school. So I would recommend, honestly, Persona 3. Persona 3 is a good starting point because you can get into that. If you like that, then what's even better is that Persona 4 is like even better than Persona 3. Like, so it's like you start with a great game and then you play like an even better game. But Persona 3 and 4 are really good to start with just because they're so similar. Like, they're almost like Persona 4 is just a carbon copy of Persona 3 with a new story and new characters and all that. So I would say Persona 3, and it's actually not too expensive. You can probably get it for like $20 to $25.
If I buy it, I'm definitely going to make a video over it and say, Dan sent me.
Yeah.
Dan.
Well, here's
Dan
the weird thing. Here's the weird thing about Persona 3. See, how this is crazy. There's 3 versions of Persona 3. So you got the original Persona 3, which just says Persona 3. Then on the PS2, there's another copy called Persona 3 FES. And that one's almost like before DLC, like they could do DLC. That was their version of DLC for Persona 3 with like added cutscenes, added characters, added social links that you can build. So, and there's also one on the PSP, which is Persona 3 Portable, which isn't recommended for people to start with. It's kind of different, but since you're going into a new, I would probably say Persona 3 FES, just because you'll get so much more content out of it. And it's roughly the same price as the original one. And then Persona 4 after that.
I'll have to check those out. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Oh, and a little more time on the PS3 with Tales of Grace and Zeph. Not a whole lot more time, but I still played a good amount. And like I said, I'm really enjoying the game. Like, I was surprised how much I enjoy it. Like, is it the greatest, RPG I played? No. Is it up there with Tales of Vesperia? Absolutely not. They made so many changes to it. It's a really different game, but it's still typical Tales of. And yeah, the story is super simple, but it's still really solid. And the characters are actually really likable too, which is good. And on the 3DS, like Clive mentioned, I played some more of Kid Icarus Uprising. I think I beat the 5th chapter. And man, what was that chapter? But like, one of them was just so bizarre. Like, I played like, I forgot what it's called. Clever, you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like this weird place, like, and you're flying through these like, flat colored walls, and it's really bizarre.
You're in like Pandora's dimension.
Yeah, that one. That was like a trippy level. I was like tripped out the whole time. I was like, man, this level is weird.
That one's actually one of my favorite levels.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's actually my favorite level because of how bizarre that level is. It's incredible. But yeah, I've been playing that, and I'm actually super impressed with the game. I'm so glad I bought it after all. I wanted to show my 3DS some more love, and it's a phenomenal game. 3D effects, gorgeous. The controls are an acquired taste, to say the least, but the 3D stand, the little stand helps if you're right-handed.
Oh, before you start, I actually want to say, last week I mentioned I was not using the stand for the game, and since you told me I should use the stand, I have been using the stand, and it's so much better.
That's what I'm saying.
With the stand. Like, my hand still hurts a little bit, but it's not as bad as when I just used to hold it without the stand.
Yeah. So it's definitely a nice feature to pack that in, because even Nintendo kind of knew. That was Nintendo's way of saying, okay, the controls are a little odd, so here, take the stand. But I'm glad they included that. It definitely helps to play with it.
Definitely.
And I did play online for the first time this past weekend with like you guys, Pete, Holly, everyone was on there, Craig. And I had fun with the online. It's definitely a really fun, super chaotic online multiplayer, but it's like kind of Smash Bros. Style. There's like different items you can collect. And the thing I love so much about Kid Icarus is all the damn weapons. There's so many weapons.
Oh
yeah,
there's so many. Like, I can't wait when I go to PAX East. I'm going to get so many weapon gems just from Street Passes.
Yeah.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah, and the customizing, and the cool thing is, like, if you find weapons and get weapons from the online multiplayer, that carries over into the single player, so you can use that and vice versa.
Yeah.
And vice versa, so it's really cool in that. And there's like 10 different categories of weapons, so really cool. So, do I see myself putting a whole lot of time in a multiplayer? Honestly, probably not. I see it as a fun, casual pick up and play a couple games here and there kind of multiplayer, but it's really solid. And surprisingly, for all the insane amount of stuff that's going on the screen. There's absolutely no lag. I mean, go figure. Nintendo has some great servers, and I haven't seen any lag from when I was playing online. So bravo, Nintendo. But that is pretty much it. That's all I've been playing.
It's a lot of games, man.
That's 3 games.
That's still a lot of games.
Too many.
Alright, well, do you guys want to get into some questions?
Hold on.
What time is it?
No, it's not. Not that time just yet. There is I want to do a shout out. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
Go for it. Shout out.
Okay. Hold your horses.
No, you're supposed to be ready.
Okay. So, here is a shout out I wanted to do. I told these guys that I wanted to shout these guys out because I watched one of them. And that one is Alpha Omega Sin. He and a few other dudes have made a podcast. Another podcast for YouTube. Yes, I know. There's so many now. I've lost count. Like, once we made a podcast, I think everyone just started, just thinking of names and doing their own. But yeah, the guys who do this podcast is Alpha Omega Sin, the Saint Magnus Show, Yell, Koss, Razor Fist, and Razor Fist. Yeah, there are 4 guys. Magnus has been on All Gen Gamers once. Very recently, actually. And he's a cool guy. And their podcast is called the Hate Bit Podcast. And we'll put a link to their podcast down below on the on YouTube in the description. So yeah, it's a pretty good show, and it's rated R, so no kiddies, no kids.
It's explicit.
It's very, very, very explicit.
Yeah, I actually, I listened to the first episode today at work of their podcast, and it's actually really good. It's very, very informative. There's no there's no oohs, there's no delayed, dead space. They're very, very informative. They know exactly what they're talking about, and all 4 of them sound really great together, and all 4 of them are really into, metal, so, they have a lot of, metal music going on. And they have one section where one of them does a small rant for about 10 minutes, and I think that's kind of a cool little segment that they have. I recommend you guys, whoever's listening to this episode, go check out the Hate Bit podcast, because I listen to them. They're actually a really good podcast, especially after only you doing one episode.
Good stuff. Good shout out.
Go check them out.
Or else
I'll beat you with a lead pipe.
Very nice.
Classic.
Very nice. The lead pipe's so classic. I mean, it's in many video games.
I'm waiting for you to beat someone with a cane. I haven't heard you say that yet.
An old man.
I'm not an old man just yet.
Imagine him in the 80s, or when he's in his 80s doing that.
Hey, Sonny, I'll beat your kneecaps with this little wooden cane.
Wow. Holy shit.
That's how techno will be. But yeah. I guess we could get into questions now. Right? It's that time, isn't
it? What time?
Dear God.
Wait. It's question time!
I can imagine like all the viewers just cringing like simultaneously.
I know.
Glass shattering.
But see, they should know by now. They should know.
Oh god. So, what questions do we have tonight?
We got 4 questions and a very long comment/idea. Okay, but I'll go ahead. First question is from Return from Mother Base. He says, if you all meet up for a game night, what game would you all play? I would dare say you all have to agree on one game, and the added rules to make it more difficult. No Mario Party, no Mario Kart, and especially no Smash Bros. Games.
Oh, man.
GoldenEye.
So, I guess we all have to come up with one game that we would all play together. And we all have to agree on it.
Oh.
Man.
Barbie's Horse
I got
Adventure.
There we go, Barbie's Adventure.
English cram school.
Oh, that's great. Well, online multiplayer? Competitive online multiplayer, 16 players.
I don't know.
Techno, Yu Hakusho, Dark Tournament.
Halo.
Halo, I'll play
I
Halo.
would play Halo. I like Halo, it's so chaotic, and
There you go, Halo.
yeah, I would play it.
Okay. Halo, maybe that Uncharted 2 game you guys been playing.
Yeah.
Heck
That'd be
yes.
fun.
Alright, there you go. Halo or Uncharted 2.
Good stuff.
Let's see. Point Blank Games asks, when you guys play a game for the first time, are you the type of gamer that looks for the good of the game first or the bad?
Good question.
Well, I think I should answer this first.
Fine.
I played Tales of Vesperia,
All right.
and I didn't find any problems.
No, you're not.
So.
It's gonna be hard unless you get extremely nitpicky with the game.
It's amazing, like I said before. So go buy it.
See, for me, when I play games, I guess I would look for the good, because when I play games, the one thing that's going to draw me into the game is the story. So if the story is not good, then the rest of the game is not going to be, it's going to be bad for me. So I look for a good story. That's the first thing I look for.
Yeah, I just look for, like, going into it knowing what type of genre it is. I go into it based off that genre and what I expect from that kind of genre. So I always look for different things depending on what the game is. But I definitely look for the good mechanics of it. But if I spot bad, trust me, I'm like the first to know like some bad points too. Like I was playing Grace's F and like I was super excited like when I first started. I'm like, that was pretty good so far. But like the like changes and like the I guess kind of bad things with it I noticed so prevalently, like just because of how big they were. But I definitely look for the good overall, and that's why I try to give all games a fair chance and play them for a good amount of time to give a fair judgment on them.
Now,
What about you?
I typically like look for the good in the game because when I play games, I kind of use it as a stress reliever now because like in college I don't have like super amount of time to play. So when I do play, I want to have a good time, you know. And so I try to play games that I know I'm going to have fun with right off the bat. If I know I'm not going to have fun with the game, I don't pick it up, or I kind of look into reviews or YouTubers who say how the game plays and what their mechanics are. So I try to do research before I buy my games. So yeah, I look for the good in it.
Okay, let's see, the next question is from Pegasus187. He says, I got a quick question. Are you guys willing to have me on the podcast one day?
Wait, didn't we already have him?
I guess, I don't know.
I feel like we did. I think so.
We did.
Okay, well, okay, for anyone who wants to be on this podcast, this is basically how it works. If you want to be on the podcast, just ask us. We really don't have a very strict selection process.
Yeah.
So, if you guys...
We're
You have to
lazy.
You have to
No,
audition
we're not
for them.
lazy. We're not lazy. We just don't nitpick. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to be on the podcast, just simply ask one of the three of us, probably mostly Techno, because he's been been getting our guests for the last few weeks, so.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just add me on Facebook. Mostly girls.
No.
That'd be good.
All right, no, don't ask Techno to be on the podcast unless you're a girl like it.
Yeah, but seriously, we're always open to talking to new people and all that. Like, that's the thing of it. Like, every gamer's, well, we all share a common interest, so we'll definitely be able to talk. But everyone has, like, their own input, their own specialties, what they like. So I'm definitely interested in just talking to everyone in general.
So
part of the reason I joined YouTube. So
don't be scared.
Yeah, just ask.
Just ask, and most likely you'll be on the very next episode.
Yeah, you got a mic, a way to talk, and some headphones. You're good.
Yeah, please have headphones.
Yeah.
Because we don't like echo. Yeah. And we're people, just like you. So don't be scared.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I'm actually a cyborg.
We're people just like you. The fuck? You sounded like a commercial from a bank or something.
We're people just like you. Buy our insurance now.
Dude, that's our tagline. We're people
no,
just like you.
Stop making shit up.
See see every podcast, or like every episode of this podcast is a great episode in some way, shape, or form. You can't say that. It's fun.
It's fun. We BS. We talk about games. What's not to like?
Yeah. I know. If you don't like, video games, I don't know why you're listening. So.
They like your
Techno.
boyish figure.
They like
my what?
Your boyish figure.
Boyish fig. I'm not a girl. Boy.
Alright, moving on.
Moving on. Next topic.
You obviously didn't get that. Okay.
No, I did not. It went straight over my head.
Alright, next question is from Mikeysmonarch, and he asks...
Who's that guy? Who's that?
I don't know, some weird boyish kid, I don't know.
Ban him.
Alright.
Make sure he never comes on the podcast.
Alright, you don't have a question for Mikeysmonarch. But this non-question is, what is your best gaming DLC out there? For me, it was Burnout Paradise DLC and Asura's Wrath coming up with Street Fighter 4 character.
Oddly enough, I like Burnout, and I like Asura's Wrath. Dude, that guy sounds just like me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys have similar tastes in games. Ironic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird.
Guy sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about, to tell you the truth.
I got my answer. It's simple, because it's just so good. But it was so good that they changed it. Red Dead Undead Nightmare. Like, that's a good way to do a DLC. The characters, all that, okay. But when you actually take the time to change the game and, like, completely change the game and overhaul it to where it's a different experience from what you played, then that's a good example of a true DLC right there. So, and you can buy it standalone too. So Red Dead Undead Nightmare. That would be my choice. What about you guys?
Actually got two of them. Basically, any map pack that comes out for any Halo game, because whenever a new map pack comes out, that means me and my friends band together and we just rape the shit out of Halo for like a couple months. So I'm definitely getting my money's worth out of those new maps. And then the second DLC I like is new downloadable characters for games like Street Fighter. I'm really looking forward to the characters for Street Fighter Cross Tekken when they come out. So those two right there, the maps and the characters for Halo and Street Fighter, are probably my favorite ones so far.
Awesome.
What about Techno?
Mr. Techno?
I really don't know.
Alright.
I would have to say the most fun I've gotten out of some DLC would be Mortal Kombat. The characters, Freddy and all them. Rain, Scarlet.
Okay, the last thing we have here, it's not a question, but it's a comment/idea from Pete Dorr from the new forum we have. And he says, just an idea I had, bringing something unique and fresh to the Press Start podcast, and I think it will work well. I want each of you to find a previously unplayed game in each of your each other's gaming collection that must be played at least 1 hour before airing the next episode following the challenge. Maybe having each other make lists of unplayed games would work the best, instead of reviewing all each other's old videos to find new titles. For example, Clive knows that watching Dan's video that he owns Superman 64, that Dan has never played. Clive challenges Dan to play at least 1 hour of Superman 64 before recording the podcast. Techno also knows that Dan owns a copy of Sonic Shuffle on the Dreamcast, which he can then challenge Dan to play as well. Dan and Techno can then do the same to Clive, picking one of the games in their collection that they must play for the next episode. They could be great games that they really enjoy, or they can be terrible games that they really don't enjoy. Should things be questioned, the three of you could either take pictures of the screen showing the overall progress of the game to prove that you actually played it and not lying. Who knows, if you guys really enjoy the idea, this could turn into a great weekly segment for your podcast to help add something unique. To make things easier to do it weekly for everyone, each week only one person is chosen to play games. So 1 week Clive must play 2 games Dan and Techno chooses. Then the following week it's Dan's turn to play, and then the next week it'll be Techno's, and then you repeat. If you guys really like this idea, it would take off and you feel committed doing it, you could each post a video or Let's Play video each week of your Press Start podcast on your Press Start podcast YouTube channel of you playing the game with real time doing commentary. Of course, this is more of a time constraint, though realistically each person would only need to do it once every 21 days. So basically he says we each make a list of games that we have not played in our collections. We each pick one for someone to play for an hour and kind of do like a video commentary about it.
Yeah.
Seems like an interesting idea.
That sounds about right.
I like the idea. It would provide something interesting. It'd kill off some backlog for us. It'd probably force us to play some games we might have pushed off for a while or something. I think it'd be really interesting to also get like commentary too.
Is that something you guys want to try?
I would definitely be down to try that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have, well, what are some games that you guys have that you haven't played in your collection?
Mass Effect.
You gotta play Mass Effect.
Alright, well, we'll start with Techno. Techno, what games have not played in your collection? And Dan and I will pick one, and you have to play it for an hour.
Okay. Mass Effect. Evolution 2 Far Off Promise. Quake 3 on the Dreamcast. I've played Quake 3 on PC. Wheel of Fortune on Sega CD.
Kind of want that. I can just imagine you playing that for an hour. That'd be amazing.
I buy a bell.
Was it in
Do
Wild
you have
Metal?
My Little Ponies?
No, I don't.
Wild Metal.
Sorry.
Wait, what did you say, Dan?
Wild Metal. Wasn't that one of them?
Oh yeah, Wild Metal.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I know my pick. I know what I want you to play.
What?
Well, we can both choose 2 different games here, so.
I think it'll be easy if we just pick one, though.
fine.
Well,
Or to torture, but
Thanks.
since you haven't played the series, I think you should get a start on Mass Effect.
Okay.
Even though it's a little slow in the beginning.
alright, yeah, I'll go with Dan. You have to play Mass Effect
Yeah.
for 1 hour, and you have to do, what is it, commentary for it,
Yeah, if you're down for that.
and post it on the Press Start Podcast YouTube page
All right.
before
So-
next week.
Before next week?
Before next week.
Yeah, till when we record the podcast again. And we're going to ask you, how did Mass Effect go?
Oh. Yeah, but I'm supposed to, like, put it up on the Press Start Podcast channel.
Yeah, make a video of it and do commentary and post it up.
Good stuff. There we go. You got to write that
Yeah.
down, Techno. Remember that. Mass Effect. I'm
Mass
going to write
Effect.
that down, too. So.
Yeah, I got it. It's
Mm.
right here. I'm looking at it.
Dan, what do you got?
So, for 5 random games, on the 360, I'm just trying to give variety for everything. On the 360, Guilty Gear 2 Overture. On the GameCube, a really bizarre game called Odama. On the Super Nintendo, a game called Big Sky Trooper, which is actually an interesting game. And on the Dreamcast, Sega Bass Fishing.
I've already picked that.
And one last one on the PS2, a little weird RPG called Summoner. Those would be mine.
I want to see you play Sega Bass Fishing.
Alright, yeah, I'll go with that one too.
Alright, Sega Bass Fishing for an hour. Let's
Okay.
Fuck yes.
Alright, let's see what I got. Let's see, going down my list. Let's see. Okay, for the Super Nintendo, I got Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday.
Ooh.
Good one.
Let's see, so Nintendo 64, I got Rugrats in Paris, the movie.
Oh God.
3DS, I got Dream Trigger.
Good.
PS3, I got Madden 2012. 2010, I'm sorry.
You're up to date.
I'm just picking random ones. Let's see, Xbox, I got Superman Returns. PS2, I got Jak and Daxter. And Dreamcast, I got Shenmue.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's
that's tough.
it's either Jak and Daxter or Shenmue.
Shenmue.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know what to choose.
Or Madden.
Or Madden. Yeah.
So basically,
This is hard. This is fucking hard, bro. I can't choose.
flip the coin.
I don't have one.
You and
Yeah, dude.
you guys have to
Okay.
agree on it.
Okay.
I'm between
Well-
Jak and Daxter and Shenmue.
Okay. Okay. Heads, it's Jak and Daxter. Tails, it's Shenmue.
I'll go with whatever it is.
Okay.
Flip the coin.
I did.
Whatever you
And-
pick, I'm playing Porky Pig.
What?
Yeah.
It is. Hey, what
Drum
was
roll. Oh my
what
God.
was
Come on.
You said heads, Jak and Daxter, tails, Shenmue.
okay. It is heads.
That means
So is that Jak and
Jak and
Daxter?
Daxter.
Yep.
Alright, I'm playing Porky Pig.
Oh, come on.
Okay, what'd you guys say? Sega Bass Fishing, I'm playing Radiant Historian. Thank you. Done.
No, I'll do Jak and Daxter.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Alright, so
It's gonna be fun.
this will
It
be
is
fun.
gonna be
Okay.
amazing.
Okay, so this is what we do. We play our games for an hour with commentary, and we just, whenever we're done, post them up on the channel.
Yep, you'll see
Sound
some
good?
Let's Plays. Yep.
The full hour.
God, I'm playing Sega Bass Fishing for an hour. My God.
Yeah, and it's
This better be
it's
worth
way it's pretty short.
Oh, I'll beat the game in an hour.
Just play it
MLG.
twice then.
MLG.
Alright, so let's...
Live stream it, Dan.
Oh my
Alright. That's kind of a cool idea, so thank you, Pete.
God. Yeah. Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.
So... But, what do you think? That's about it.
That's
You want to
pretty
end the
much-
podcast?
Let's wrap it up.
Just wrap it
I
up.
Let's
want to say
wrap
one
that
thing.
shit. Okay.
What's up?
The worst game in my collection that I haven't played, Mary Kate and Ashley.
I challenge you to play it now.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it.
You give
Just for
first
you guys.
impressions.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for you guys.
I want to know.
All right, Mikey. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
My YouTube channel is Mikeysmonarch on YouTube, and I believe I have a Twitter now, or I've had one, but I just haven't told anyone about it. And it's Mikeysmonarch. And then I created a Facebook about like 2 nights ago, and it's Mikeysmonarch, but it's not fully up yet. But search it within this week, and I'm sure I'll have it all the way up. But yeah, be sure to check out my channel. I only post a few times, like every so often, but when I do, I try to give something decent. And right now, all my videos are privated, if you guys are wondering that, except for my class videos. And once I'm done with this one class, I'm gonna unprivate everything. I don't want to see some of the kids at my school seeing these videos. But yeah, that is it.
And they can find me on YouTube as QuickFreeze4, and that's the number 4. And I also have a QuickFreeze Facebook, kind of like a fan page. You can go there and like me. I do updates on the channel, updates on this podcast, and yeah. What about you, Dan? Where can they find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/nostalgicdan1. I also do have a Twitter, which is nostalgicdan. It's similar to Clive, but I do have a Facebook page where you can find me as Nostalgic Dan and like me on there. And I do have a live streaming page at twitch.tv/nostalgicdan. What about you, Techno? Where can our fine listeners find you?
Well, they can find me at youtube.com/MrTechnoSqueek. And I also have a Twitter, which is the same thing. So, trying to keep it all, close together. And I do have a twitch.tv, which I'm wanting to start doing more streams and stuff, and that is also MrTechnoSqueek. It's they're all one giant word, MrTechnoSqueek. And remember the 2 E's. And that is it for me.
And for this podcast, of course, you can find it on YouTube as the Press Start Pod. You can listen to all our episodes there. We will also put a audio version in the description below the video, so you can it'll click that, it'll link it to another website where you can actually download each episode as an audio format. You could also find this podcast on theaveragegamershow.com. You could either listen to it live streaming on that website, or, again, you can download each episode. We also have a Twitch TV account where when we do go live, you can join us for live episodes of the Press Start podcast. We also have a Twitter account. Isn't that right, Techno?
Yes, it is. And it is Press Start Pod. All one word.
Right on. And, of course, we are on iTunes. If you guys like this podcast, please go to iTunes, leave a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And we are on Pete's Game Room Forum, where you can go there, leave comments for each individual episodes, leave comments on the different threads there, interact with different listeners of the podcast. It should be a lot of fun. And if you guys have any future questions for the Press Start podcast, you can either leave us a comment if you're listening to it on YouTube below the video, or you can email us at pressstartpod@gmail.com, or if you're on Pete's Game Room Forum, there is a thread there for questions, so you can leave our questions there and we will answer them for future episodes. And we do take audio questions, so if you guys want to do an audio questions, we will play them on the show and answer them.
That pretty much wraps up episode 30.
Yay!
In the
ESP.
bag.
I think it's supposed to be in the books.
In the books.
In the books.
I think
in
so.
the bag.
In the
I
books.
like in the bag.
Okay.
In the bag.
Episode 30 is in the book bag.
In the book
I
bag.
see what you did
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Say goodnight.
Good night, and before we leave, I want to
Night.
thank our guests for joining us just one last time. Thanks for being
What?
on.
No. Don't thank him. He should thank us.
Thank you guys for letting me be on
There
your
you
lovely podcast.
See,
You're so
see how
weird.
polite he was?
That's it, guys. Bye, guys.
Later.
Till next
Bye,
time.
guys.
Later.